Welcome to Just a Minute. Parsons. And as the minute waltz fades away, it's my huge pleasure to welcome you to this special edition of Just a Minute from the BBC Television Centre. This year marks the 45th anniversary of Just a Minute. And to celebrate over 4.5 decades of radio success, they finally decided to let us deviate our way onto your television screens. So without further ado, please welcome to the show 4 talented performers. And they are, seated on my right, Paul Merton and Tony Hawks, and seated on my left, Sue Perkins and Graham Norton. Please welcome all 4 of them. I ask each player in turn to speak on a subject that I give them, and they will try and do that without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. And the other 3 can challenge whenever they wish, and if I uphold their challenge, they gain a point. And if not, the person speaking gains a point and keeps the subject. We go on like that until the whistle goes, which tells us that 60 seconds is up. And by the way, they can repeat the subject on the card. Graham, would you take the first subject?
Yes.
Right. Oh, it's a really topical subject, really, in view of what I've been talking to you about. It's my 45th birthday. So will you tell us something about that? I thought that would get a reaction, actually.
They can't believe I am 45.
The show is 45, but you're not, Graham. So, my 45th birthday...
Let's not get on the subject of ages.
Especially with me around. So, my 45th birthday, Graham, you have 60 seconds as usual, and your time starts now.
I remember my 45th birthday well, because it strikes me when you're 6, the highlight of a birthday is the candles on the cake and the bumps. But by the time you're 45, that just means the fire brigade will be called out and there's probably a visit to A&E. I wish I could say that my 45th birthday was spent drowning in a jacuzzi with close showbiz chums like TV's Tim Vincent, that woman with the big earrings from EastEnders. But no, it was...
Sue, you've challenged.
Deviation. I don't think Tim Vincent is that woman from EastEnders with the big earrings. At least, I mean, he may well have, I don't know, deviated subsequently.
It was a list. It was a list.
The comma was not apparent, Graham.
No, I think what Graham was doing, he was actually sort of saying that he's got more than one friend. He was being very cocky, in fact.
Yeah.
Sue, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, I love it.
Which means you have a point for a correct challenge. You take over the subject. There are 30 seconds still left, and your time starts now.
My 45th birthday is so...
Graham.
Surely not, Sue.
I wasn't... It's very true.
No one does.
Oh, no, surely not.
No one does.
Gentlemen.
You can't remember.
Well, I mean, she may well be about to talk about the future of things.
Yes. I mean,
Oh, yes.
She may be about to say is coming up in 8 years' time.
I know, but I didn't want to hear...
15!
Well, let's not get
Graham.
stupid about it. I mean, you know.
Graham, what I'll do is give you a bonus point for chivalry.
Why, thank you.
But Sue was interrupted, so she gets a point for that. She keeps the subject. There are 28 seconds still available. My 45th birthday starting now.
My 45th birthday is so far away in time that worlds may rise and fall, civilization...
Paul's
Well,
challenge.
surely you can remember it. It can't have been that long ago. She said it's in the midst of time.
Yeah,
Future!
Oh, I didn't make that clear. Can I just say you're looking lovely tonight? Point for chivalry.
that's it. All right, give you a point for chivalry and leave it with Sue.
It's easy as that. OK, fair enough.
Right, OK. All right, Sue, they decide they're all going to be chivalrous. You keep the subject, and you have 24 seconds. My 45th birthday starting now.
I'm 32 plus VAT, so for me it's a long time away. But I look forward to the invitation from Graham, where I can share showbiz fun and jollity in a filled jacuzzi stuffed with Tim Vincent and that bird off EastEnders with the enormous earring. He may or may not be the same person. Who can possibly tell?
Paul, you challenge.
Oh, do we have repetition of person?
Yes. And you've got in with 7 seconds to go, and your time starts now.
I can well remember the guest list at my 45th birthday. In fact, when I look around the audience now, I can see several familiar faces who were there.
In this game, whoever is speaking when the whistle goes gains an extra point. On this occasion, it was Paul Merton. So, Paul, you're in the lead at the end of the first round.
Lovely.
It's not surprising, because very few points have been scored. Anyway, let's move on. Let's take the next subject. And, Sue, we'd like you to take the next one. Oh, God, it's embarrassing now when I tell you what it is. The worst smell in the world. Sue, will you try and tell us something about that subject in this game, starting now?
A Northern Line tube carriage at the height of summer. A sweltering afternoon at rush hour, with head embedded in moist armpit of a commuter, with the heady fug of crotch and tobacco emanating from the seats below. What could...
She's still talking about her 45th birthday party.
Tony, I don't think... Yes?
Can I just say how magnificent she looks, just in case it... Could be a point going for chivalry, I don't know.
But as the audience enjoyed what you said so much and gave you even a round of applause, I will give you a bonus point for that. But Sue was interrupted, so she gets a point, keeps the subject. There are 42 seconds available, and your time starts now.
What could add to that olfactory journey but the sound of polystyrene squeaking and suddenly fried chicken emerging? Oh, if only we knew the special ingredients that go into that incredible smell bomb that gets detonated every time one attempts to make a journey, say, from Euston in the centre of town.
Graham, you're challenged.
Repetition of journey.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
On the Northern
Was
Line.
it really? Was it really? Okay.
Oh, you are good.
You looked as if you were trying chancing your arm on that, but it was right. It is correct.
No.
It is correct.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have a correct
Yeah,
challenge.
Sky Plus all you want. She said it twice.
So, Graham, another point to you for a correct challenge. And there are 23 seconds still available, and your time starts now.
A hand-knitted jumper that's been caught in the rain. Oh, the whiff of wet dog off that. I did think that was the worst smell in the world until I got some canine friends and... Ooh, they can...
So you've challenged.
Repetition of ooh.
No, let's be fair, Sue. I mean, that ooh was a long one.
Yeah.
Different spelling. 5 O's in the first
Yeah,
one,
there's probably
9 in the
longer
second
ooh,
one.
yeah.
What Tony said. Yeah, what Tony said, yeah.
No. So I gave you the benefit of the doubt last time. Graham gets the benefit of the doubt now.
All right,
Keeps the
okay.
subject. Another point to you, Graham. 8 seconds still available, starting now.
Pet owners will know all too well the fearsome woof-woof fart.
It's so easy
I
to...
see what I've done there.
Paul, your challenge.
Oh, repetition of woof.
Yes, that's... They laughed as if they hadn't spotted it. Right. But, Paul, well spotted yourself. You have a point. You have the subject. You have 3 seconds. And your time starts now.
Rotting flesh and sewage, so a zombie with diarrhoea for me would be the worst smell in the world.
So Paul Merton was then speaking as a whistle when gained that extra point for doing so, and he has increased his lead at the end of that round. And, Tony, will you begin the next round? Oh, a lovely historical subject. William the Conqueror. Tell us something about William the Conqueror in this game, starting now.
William the Conqueror wasn't always called William the Conqueror. For a while, he was named William the Bastard. Presumably this because of his illegitimate birth.
What sort of birth did he have? A illegitimate?
Well...
What's that with genuine flowers?
yeah,
What happens there?
His mother was Lily.
Yes, and his father was legitimate. Oh, I see. I withdraw my challenge.
Yeah.
A load of nonsense.
She married Mr. Legitimate. An illegitimate birth, obvious.
Yeah.
Tony, it was what we interpret as hesitation,
Yes.
because you did stumble over the words. So, Paul, another point to you, and you have 48 seconds. You tell us something about William the Conqueror, starting now.
I know nothing about William the Conqueror.
Deviation.
Why?
Because he doesn't know anything about William the Conqueror.
But the point is, in this game, whether you know anything about the subject or not, you've still got to try and keep going without hesitation, repetition, or deviation. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, OK.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't know. It's up to him to try and bluff.
I'm certainly looking forward to the next minute.
So, Paul, you've got another point.
Yes.
And you have 48 seconds. William the Conqueror, starting now.
From William's early childhood, people could...
Tony, you've challenged.
I don't believe him.
No.
He doesn't know anything. I'm not
I haven't said anything yet.
He hasn't established
He obviously had
anything
an
yet,
early childhood. He wasn't born middle-aged. Like some of us. You know what I mean?
No, I think you justified the fact that it was an incorrect challenge,
Yeah.
Paul.
Oh, right.
Another point to you, 46 seconds, starting now.
William the Conqueror strode into his mother's house and demanded...
Sue, you've challenged.
Is he still young? Because striding, I mean, it's quite, you know, it's an emphatic thing for a toddler to do. I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it, Nicholas.
I think toddlers sometimes
I'm also
strike.
trying to get Paul the maximum amount of points for knowing nothing about William the Conqueror.
I'm doing better on this subject. I know nothing about it than any subject I've had all day.
So you've got another point for an incorrect challenge,
Oh, good.
Paul. And 43 seconds, starting now.
Everybody in the neighbourhood hated William the Conqueror. They despised the fact he used to go off conquering and not send his mummy. Poor mother wouldn't send her...
Graham challenged.
Repetition of mommy.
Yes, but I said mother before. And then I said mother after you buzzed.
Okay.
You said
Well,
mummy...
the good thing, I've given you a point. I just want to, that was my main aim.
Yeah.
So, Paul, you've got another point, increasing your lead. You've still got 35 seconds.
How many seconds?
35 seconds. To talk about something about which you know nothing.
Yeah.
Time starting now.
I've got a cat called William the Conqueror, and he's a lovely little creature. He's part moggy, and another part of him, that's two parts.
right.
Hey! No more.
Sue, you challenge first.
Repetition of part.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Repetition of
Well
part. So, Sue, you have the subject now. William the Conqueror. Tell us something about it. 30 seconds to go, starting now.
William the Conqueror was a Duke of Normandy, got bored and thought, I'll have a bit of England. Harold was ruling it at the time, dubious lineage, but the problem was Edward the Confessor hadn't got any kids. So he
She knows too much about William.
Contrast.
Light shade.
Tony, this happened before. You made a joke and you got a round of applause. I always incline to give bonus points for that. So that you're winning on bonus points.
Thank you very much.
And so you were interrupted, Sue, so you get another point for that. And there are 20 seconds still available. William the Conqueror, starting now.
William the Conqueror toddles over to the UK and ends up in Hastings. Lovely seaside resort. But he aims to go to battle because it's the best place for a fight, in that it doesn't need to be renamed. That's the annoying thing about locations. You have a massive fight there, and then...
Graham challenged.
Repetition of fight.
Yes.
Yes, right. Graham, it was a correct challenge. And you've got in with 3 seconds to go. William the Conqueror, with you, Graham, starting now.
Looking at this erudite audience, I realise I mustn't bore you with the details.
Graham Norton was then speaking as a whistle when, gained that extra point for doing so. At the end of the round, Paul Merton is still in the lead, and Sue Perkins and Graham Norton are equal in second place, and then Tony's bringing up the rear with all his bonus points. Paul, we'd like you to begin the next round. Beekeeping. Can you tell us something about beekeeping in this game, starting now?
Due to the terrible ecological climate that we now live in, bees are actually missing out on existence. We have to, all of us, encourage to keep our... Oh, God's sake. There's about 5 mistakes in there.
Hesitation.
Yes, indeed
Yeah,
it was. Yes. Right, there are 51 seconds still available. Sue, you tell us something about beekeeping, starting now.
Bees are